Combustible gas is the invisible engine of our daily routines, quietly burning under pots in our kitchens and propelling vehicles speeding down the street. But think about the distinct ways we use it. Could you hook your car's fuel tank up to your kitchen stove? Or conversely, could you strap the heavy fuel cylinder from your kitchen into your trunk and drive to work? We casually throw around terms like LPG, CNG, and PNG, usually lumping them all together under the generic umbrella of gas. A first letter of each acronym tracks the physical state of the fuel, marking whether it has been forced into a liquid or kept under pressure as a gas. These classifications determine whether a fuel can jump from a vehicle to a stove, and why one of these common fuels behaves very differently when it escapes its container. Let's start with LPG, or liquefied petroleum gas. This is a mixture consisting mainly of propane and butane, gases used heavily for heating and cooking. You know it best by its common vessel, the heavy, ubiquitous red cylinder sitting in millions of kitchens. This diagram shows exactly what the L stands for. Inside that tank, the gas is subjected to such pressure that its molecules break their loosely spaced gaseous state and are crushed downward into a dense liquid. If you shake one of these cylinders, you hear a distinct sloshing sound. It isn't water. It is this highly pressurized liquid. When you turn the knob on your stove, you lower the pressure, allowing that liquid to instantly boil back into a gas as it travels up to your burner. In its natural state, this gas is entirely odorless. To keep you safe, refineries add a chemical called ethyl mercaptan, a clear liquid with a distinctively foul smell, to serve as an immediate pungent warning system if there is a leak. The heavy red cylinder keeps a high-pressure chemistry experiment suspended and ready for use in the corner of the kitchen. Out on the streets, the physics change. Here we find CNG, or compressed natural gas. This fuel is primarily methane, extracted from deep underground. In this animation, you can see the difference. To fit enough methane into a car to make it useful, the gas is squeezed into a reinforced cylinder at incredibly high pressures. But crucially, unlike the fuel in your kitchen, these molecules never condense into a liquid. They remain entirely gaseous. Because it burns cleanly, producing negligible smoke and almost zero particulate pollution compared to traditional petrol or diesel, it's considered a green fuel. CNG proves a simple physical reality. You can pack massive amounts of energy into a tiny space solely through brute force compression without altering the gas's state of matter. This brings us to PNG, or piped natural gas, which contains a major chemical twist. PNG and CNG are absolute identical chemical twins. They are exactly the same methane. The difference is entirely mechanical. Instead of violently crushing the methane into a small reinforced box for a car, PNG allows the exact same gas to flow gently at low pressure through a vast continuous network of underground pipes directly into your home. This eliminates the need to constantly swap out heavy cylinders. The gas becomes a continuous utility, metered and billed exactly like your electricity or water. The exact same molecules launching a heavy car down the highway are the ones simmering a pot of soup on a modern stove. The only variance is the physical container holding them and the pressure applied to them. There is one final life or death physical variable that separates these fuels: their gas density compared to the ambient air around us. During a methane leak from a CNG or PNG source, the lighter-than-air molecules swiftly float up and dissipate. But if a red LPG cylinder fails, the heavy propane and butane gas cascades down, pooling on the floor like water filling a bathtub. It doesn't dissipate. Instead, it accumulates at ground level, waiting for a single spark from a dropped phone or a light switch. To answer our initial question, yes, you absolutely can cook your dinner with your car's fuel. In fact, if you have a modern piped connection, you already are. Leaving behind the traditional red LPG cylinder offers the convenience of skipping refills and cheaper bills. But more importantly, it is a critical scientific upgrade to escape the gravity and the inherent danger of heavy gas.